Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode 229. Once again, lately I have a double feature for this one. Not two separate reviews, so just basically reviewing two episodes in the same video. We're here reviewing the episode that came out last week and today for Case Closed. First up is episode 1117, Karate Teacher Ran Mouri, and the following will be Girls' Day Mystery 2. So in the case of this one I do like this episode. Rand is basically brought in as a substitute karate instructor because the person who runs a particular dojo is got a broken arm, so he can't exactly teach them. So Rand is brought in as a substitute, basic demonstration, and of course, basically everything's going fine. There's also an argument with the guy who actually owns the building, between the guy who owns the studio and the guy who owns the building. Or in fact, he really wants him out of the building for reasons unexplained. He finds apparently that the karate thing is annoying to him. Now, why in the world this is, never explained. Yeah, because he's the jerk of the episode, because he comes off as a jerk. We'll get to that. So, everything's going fine, and then of course they stop by, and then of course, then all of a sudden, a friend of the victims, basically the guy who owns the place, finds him dead at his laptop with blood in the back of his head, and he had just come back after doing an errand for him. And it is pointed out by him that he is irresponsible. He cannot clean up his own stuff. He can't put together a document. The guy is very lazy. And he just basically has to do stuff for him. And he inherited the place from his late father. And of course, it's pointing that, and of course, there's also scratch marks on the floor. The scratch marks actually do help basically on the floor, exactly what caused this. And the murder weapon is a golf club. Now you're probably thinking, is this the first time that Case Closed has it where a golf club was a murder weapon? No, this I believe is the first time in quite a while I've seen it where a golf club was used as a murder weapon. Of course, the last time was actually in an anime original episode. Well, it was one of the weapons used. But this is the defending the weapon, definitely. But mostly put usually in filler stuff, and not usually like in original content, not usually like canon content. So yeah, and it turns out though that the karate instructor, the sensei, he has his fingerprints on it. Except that there's a reason why he has them there. He is asked later when Gaz is brought along with the actual friend. So, the reason why that is because during the course of the episode, the power went out very briefly. So, he went into the owner of the building's office, took one of his golf clubs, and used the power breaker on. Apparently this happens a lot because of no building. And that's a very reasonable explanation, but doesn't run a suspect because they argue with him over rent. Yeah, so he does admit he did alter he does admit that he did alter the lease agreement, and he did move his body because the body was actually killed not at his desk, but actually on a couch. Yeah, and it turns out the guy who actually discovered him, he was the one basically who killed him. And the reason? Because he bullied him. And the fact that he's just really lazy. So he kills him. Also, he's got a mark on his injury on his ankle. Actually, on his leg, covered by a sock because he grabbed his leg prior to his death. And also, what actually tipped him off was actually the coffee maker timer. Yes, that's what tipped him off exactly about the timing of the murder. I'm like, okay, interesting. I like how the fact that it was a play. Now, in the case of the guy who discovered the body being the actual murderer, that's something unusual for the series. They usually do that. Yeah. Oh, and they do explain the reason why I couldn't get a call for help because they apparently forgot his cell phone. Somehow. Then how did he call him for the appointment? It didn't make any sense to me at all. That was actually a pretty good episode. There's nothing wrong with it per se. The ending was standard case closed stuff. It just was a pretty interesting episode. It was Goss is basically brought in to help resolve. My only guess is the reason why Goss was brought in because Mouri is like, here's the thing. Kangaroo is not in this episode or the following episode, which that's a bit unusual. Yeah, first time in a while he's actually not in an episode. And here's something also interesting though. Rand is actually in episodes. You're like, what? Really? Yeah, a lot of the time, the writers tend to forget that she's even here. Well, yeah, she's featured a lot lately. Yeah, she hasn't been in every episode per se, but she's featured a lot. Mm-hmm. She is. Yeah. I would say she's appeared a lot more lately. Yeah, she's appeared like... Yeah, because she's featured in like I would say a semi-regular basis since episode like I'd say like 1014. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's featured a lot. Yeah, she generally appears like a lot of the episodes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think she's missed an episode quite a while. Let's see. Well, definitely one episode she definitely missed was definitely 1004. Yeah, that one she missed. Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely in 1005, 1006. So I would say mostly put on a regular basis in episode 1005. That I would say for the last 14 episodes in a row she's appeared after missing only one episode recently. She's appeared a lot, which gotta appreciate the fact that she does that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in the case next episode, it's like, oh, let's have it where, get this. So let's have it where she actually participates in like have her and the other girls participate in another girls mystery. Yep, definitely another girls mystery. Yeah, a episode aired just last year. So let's have Hybra, Ami, Ran, Sonoko, and Sato at a snow resort having fun and involving a mystery not involving murder. Oh no, is actually involving these pranks, which turns out also involves basically stolen jewelry. And the guys, what do they do this episode? Well, they're actually in a hot spring for like the entire episode. And it's the girls doing the heavy lifting, which is fine. I think the episode's okay for what it is. It's not terrible. That's a pretty decent conclusion. I do like the fact that Sato gets a chance to drive a really good sports car, which, by the way, actually belonged to her father. Yep. But not really much else to say about that one. Just an okay episode. So I would say at the 2, 1117 was really good. 1118 was okay. Not terrible, okay. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Tickle View. Next up is going to be Martial Magic and Muscles. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit dislike button. Okay, next video. Bye.